I didn't think I would see 6 samurais anytime soon, but here we are. And we also have a 60 card Infernoid list for you guys, along with some other interesting stuff. Let's take a peek at what's going on, shall we? Magic Special of the subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more Oz content. The first list I have for you guys here was from Kami TCG. They got the chance to share this. And of course, anytime you guys have any info that looks interesting or you've had success with, feel free to reach out to me on social media. I can't guarantee I'll try or I'll cover it, but I will do my best to definitely peep it over. So we have triple copies of Firefly Lady. By the way, this is essentially we're gonna abuse and do what 6 samurais want to do best: make the counters go round, baby, riot round. All right. So we have triple copies of Grandmaster the 6 Samurai, of course. 2 copies of Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. Hey, man, when you have interactions with equips that you can basically just beam this guy out for essentially free, I'll take it. We have 2 copies of Kageki. Having this card get Veilered is a big stinky poo-poo. We have triple copies of Kizan Extenders. And then we have Mizuho and Shinai for the Infinite Loops, my favorite part. We have 1 Fuma, 1 Hatsume, 1 copy of Kizaru. We're actually playing the 1 Shien Squire. Been a little bit, but keep in mind that this is still a level 1 tuner. And somebody out here has found a use for Chamberlain after all of these years. We're finally unexpected dying out the vanilla monster for 6 samurais. Let's give it up. Can't really say that I'm finally surprised to see this, but man, oh man, that's kind of cool. We have 1 copy of Dark Magician and 1 copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon, wrapping up the bricks. Then we have 1 Durandal, 1 copy Called by the Grave, 1 Phoenix Blade, 1 Gateway, 1 Living Fossil, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 copy of the Alpha Duder, 1 copy of Red Eyes Fusion, 1 Rhoda, triple copies of Shien's Dojo, triple copies of Shien's Smoke Signal, triple copies I'm going to draw a bunch of cards, aka hold a bunch of counters, and triple copies of Unexpected Die here, wrapping up the main deck. Extra deck here we have triple copies of Saruja. Remember, Saruja is going to allow you to turbo out, extend out all of these extra cards, so you're basically going to be able to kind of climb up ladders. This also just makes your boards free. We have 1 Vertiana Conda Machine, 1 Link Spider, the 1 is sold, 2 copies of the Battle Shogun, 1 copy of the Shadow. Then we have 1 copy of the Sinkata King with 1 copy of Sky Thunder. Technically, this is just a stepping stone for us to make Zeus. Then we have 1 Trishula, 1 Omega, and 1 copy of Shien, and then 1 copy of the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. So I think here we have 1 more Immortal Phoenix Gearfried, 1 more Mizuho, triple copies of the Space Rock, triple copies of Super Agent. Keep in mind this is still another warrior body that you'll be able to extend out with. If not, I mean, hey, you get free knowledge off the top of your opponent's deck. We have 1 Gaga Cowboy for Time, triple copies of Dark Ruler No More, and triple copies of Twin Twisters here. Wrapping up a very interesting take here for 6 Samurai. Now, the next list I saw was actually posted on Zodiac. Ethan posted, said, hey, I topped and won, going undefeated with 60 card. I believe this was, I think it was 30 plus people for this event, which I'm actually kind of happy with. You know, considering how diverse this format's ended up being at this point in time, seeing more wide open results here, I think it's a good thing. So we have 2 copies of Alpha, the Master of Beast, 1 copy of Dino Wrestler Bankertops, 1 copy of Antra, 1 copy of Atondal, triple copies of Decatron, 2 copies of Deviati, 1 Harmadic, 2 copies of Onaku, 1 copy of Patrulli, and we have 2 copies of Seismitis, 1 Sajet, 2 copies of Lava Golem. Actually, this is kind of interesting little tech choice here. I mean, considering the fact that you only have 1 normal summon in your deck, this just kind of sucks, you know, if I don't know, like if you have to do both of these in order to play the game, but I guess it's be like that sometimes. So we have triple Gamma, and then 1 copy of Cyframe Driver here, wrapping up the main deck. And then we have 1 Barrel from a Different Dimension, 1 copy Called by the Grave, 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, triple copies of Forbidden Droplets, triple copies of Lair of Darkness, triple copies of Lightning Storm, triple copies of Monster Gate, still the best card in our deck, baby, 1 singular copy of Mystic Mine, in a 60 card pile. I can't stress like how hilarious that feels, but okay. Triple copies of Pot of Prosperity, one copy Reasoning, one copy Terraforming, triple copies of Triple Tactics Talents, triple copies of Void Imagination, triple copies of Void Vanishment, a triple Imperm with one red reboot, and two copies of Void Feast, wrapping up the main deck. Does this just feel like a bunch of power cards with an Infernoid engine? Because it's kind of what the main deck feels like. I feel like just resolving a monster deck just goes, oh, where'd all my one-ofs go? And then down here in the extra deck, we have one Trisbania, one Link Karibo, one Nightmare Phoenix, one Hida, one Gravity Controller, one copy of the Doolittle Chimera, one copy of Hulk, one copy of Ecomax, one Access Machine, one Omega, two copies of Tiara, one copy of Skull Knight, and two copies of Anitis. This entire extra deck's pretty standardized for this deck. Side deck here we have triple copies of Ash Blossom, two copies of Effect Veiler, so we're basically siding into our outs. Two copies of Lilith, two copies of Mystic Mind, so we board up into three. Triple copies of Twin Twisters for back row removal. And we have two Ice Dragons Prisons and one Void Feast here. Basically just additional stuff that we can abuse with our good friend Lilith here. I mean, it makes things a little bit more streamlined, especially when you search for like the best card in your deck here, so you can start a central combo on your opponent. Yeah, it feels pretty good in the long run. Now the next list I have here, this is from Christian Forsmat, and he said, hey, I got second place at locals the last couple weeks. Take a look at Fish. Now, keep in mind the whole little Fish Exceed Toolbox deck gets better once Brothers of Legend finally comes out. We should have already had it at this point in time, but I am glad to see that currently as a rogue contender, maybe at like the bottom tables here, you do continue to see this deck, you know, coming to life and shaking things up. So don't underestimate what this deck can do. We have triple copies of the Bountiful Princess, triple copies of Buzzsaw Shark, triple copies of Lantern Shark, triple copies of Silent Anger, and then we have Angler, triple copies of Synthana, triple copies of the Exceed Remora, triple copies of Ash Blossom, and two copies of Effect Veiler here. And then we have one Called by the Grave, one Instant Fusion, one Monster Reborn, triple copies of Pod of Desires, two copies of Ready Fusion, one Upstart Goblin, one Harpy's Featherester, one Impure Order, triple copies of Infinite Permanence, and triple copies of Psalm Steve Reich. Wrapping up the main deck. Down here in the extra deck, we have one Valiant Shark Lancer, triple copies of Totally Awesome, one copy of Utopic Future and Utopic Future Draco, one copy of Crystal Zero. Holy crap, we're actually playing. We'll technically step up through that through Valiant Shark, so that's something. We have Espinado and Zeus, triple copies of Bahamut Shark, because, you know, making double Toad, ending on F0 is pretty good. We have one Abyss Dweller and two copies of Rare Fish. Side deck here we have two Nibiru, two copies of Lancia, triple copies of Cosmic Cyclone, triple copies of Dark Roll No More, triple copies of Evenly Matched, and two copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance, wrapping up Water Control Baby. Do not underestimate this little guy. Also, fun fact, opening Instant Fusion plus Ready Fusion is just maximum value all day long. The stupid things that you can do with this deck for 500. And the last list I have for you guys here is from Zachariah Butler, finishing a first and third place at, what was it, double OTS championships here, and with some little spice built in the Phantom Knight deck. Side deck was irrelevant, Zach said, so that's just something to kind of include in this for you guys. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, one copy of Seer, one Jackalope, one Tsuchinoko, one Effect Veiler, two Phantasme, one Graph, one copy Junk Forward, two copies Kagemusha Knight, two copies of Nibiru, one copy Psychic Tracker, one Psychic Wielder, one Blue Layer, one Red Layer, two copies of Ancient Cloak, one copy Ragged Gloves, triple copies of Silent Boots, one Stained Greaves, triple copies of Torn Scales with triple Tour Guide, one Dark Magician, one Red Eyes, one Called by the Grave, triple Crossout Designator, two copies of E-Telly, triple copies of Forbidden Droplet, the one Rank Up Magic Force, one Red Ice Fusion, one Rhoda. We have one Imperm, triple copies of Fogblade, and one Shade Brigade. Down here in the next deck, we have one copy of Roche, one copy of Rusty Tin Can, one Verte, one Link Spider, one Unicorn, the one copy of VIP, one copy Cherubini, one Access Code, two copies of Phantom Knights of Breaksword, one Leviair, one copy of Sky Thunder, one Dark Requiem, one copy of the Dark Rebellion, and one copy of the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, wrapping up this chunk of deck profiles for you guys. So what do you guys think about everything that's happening in the metagame? Burst to Destiny is super close here. We'll see Burst kind of make a nice little splash on the meta and we'll see where things go from there. So, guys, what do you think about these lists? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Smash the crib out, subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on the day with some more cool awesome content. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out Vanquill40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by Vanquill40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.